Hello, you guys. My name is Kiana Lewis. I am a student at Liberty University, and basically, I'm going to be doing a council worksheet video blog about the New York State laws. I am from New York, and I am just going to talk about the academic requirements for New York. So I researched New York State laws and looked upon, and I'm sure this is for every state, just to let that be known about the education requirements that is involved. So you must have a master's or higher. So the higher degrees is basically a doctorate or a PhD kind of. So you must have your master's degree in order to be sufficient enough for the examination licensure. So it requires that and the coursework and the prerequisite courses also. I'm just going to name a few. I'm just going to use my phone. The courses that you have to take in order to be recommended for the licensure is Ethical Issues in Counseling for Mental Health. And I'm just going to name a few. Foundations of Counseling, Theory and Process, Individual Counseling, Research and Evaluation in Behavioral Sciences, Human Growth and Development. So those are the 5, or I think I named 6, are prerequisite and courses that you should take in order to be recommended for the licensure. So furthermore, you must complete lab work and clinical internship in preparation to meet the requirements of certification and licensure in all states. So that basically, like I just said, this is in all states. You must have an education in order to be able to be sufficient enough to complete the licensure. So this will include 600 hours, so 300 per semester, 20 hours per week, basically, during 2 semesters in a setting approved by the NYU internship. Once again, this is for New York State law. I do not know about any other states. So basically, another question is, what are the requirements for postmasters supervised clinical experience? I found in the New York State of Law and Regulations that you must complete 3,000 hours of postmaster supervised experience relevant to the mental health counseling satisfactory to the board in accordance with the commissioner regulations. So that I saw in the research. So basically what a supervisor is responsible for is for the assessment, evaluation, and basically look upon the counselors. And what I saw on the New York State law, I don't know if this is for anybody else, but a supervisor cannot do any counseling, cannot treat any patients. It can just look upon and be evaluated. They can evaluate and just look upon the counselors, such as so. So the supervisor must provide an average of 1 hour per week or 2 hours every other week of in-person individual or group supervision. So what examinations are required for the New York State law? The examination that are required for the New York State law is basically National Clinical Mental Health Counselor Examination, and just to put it in initials, NCMHC is what it's called. So it stands for National Clinical Mental Health Counselor Examination, and you must pass the examination. And this examination is administered by the National Board of Certified Counselors. So basically in New York, and like I said, I don't know, I didn't research any other states. Basically in New York, for professional counseling, we call it mental health counselors. And I should have said that in the beginning, just to inform you guys. We call it mental health counselors instead of professional counselors. So clinical mental health is what our title would be when we get the licensure. So, so that was basically it. I found good sources, good resources to acknowledge the fact that you have to get an education. You must be 21 years of age. You must have a good background. You must be a good candidate. You must not have any sexual abuse or child abuse or anything other than sort to terminate your licensure, or for you to stop, not take the examination. So the one thing that I found that was pretty interesting, it wasn't really hard to complete, was that, the examination process, I guess, basically, the examination process, you must have to be ready for that examination, to take it and just be complete or full. You must be determined. You must be, ready to take it. That's the only problem I had. I mean, honestly, this is, for me, I feel like every counselor should have education. Every counselor should be on top, just like we want doctors to make sure that they have the perfect education, or they, have, what is required to be a doctor, working on, patients. So I, if I was going to a counselor, I would want my counselor to be sufficient enough and, efficient enough to, effective enough to, counsel me as a client. So everything that I found in the New York State law is pretty good. I might have been missing some things. I'm not too sure, but I did look upon it, and it was very knowledgeable, and I gained much knowledge from it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and if you have any questions or responses towards this video, just leave it down below, and I will definitely comment on it. So thank you. Have a good day.